Hey everyone, welcome to my channel and yeah, it's me, Jonathan. And how you doing? I'm here again with my Berlin tea, I don't know why, to talk about Lisbon of course. And in particular some pros and cons of living here in Lisbon. From an Italian point of view of course. So I don't want to waste your time and I want to go straight to the point. So let's start with the pros. Pro number one, Lisbon is cheap. And you can see the difference in a lot of different aspects of our normal life, from supermarkets like the Mini Presso or the Pingo Doce or the Continente. There is even the Lidl, yeah, that everyone knows. But yeah, these supermarkets are really cheap. To restaurants, every kind of restaurant. I just tried like the Nepalese cuisine. It's kind of yeah, it's like Indian cuisine, but it's Nepalese, so I never tried it. But yeah, it's just an example because there are lots of different cuisines, different traditions, kitchen traditions here in Lisbon. And yeah, public transport is cheap as well. Trains, metros, trams, trains, metros. It's like this, but it's not the cheapest place on earth, like a lot of people say, but you can certainly feel the difference in price at the end of the month. Pro number two, there's everything here, from the mountains more or less to the seaside, that in this case is the ocean side, and in like half an hour of train you go either to Sintra, that is like in the hills. There are lots of historical cool things in Sintra, to Cascais, that it's on the ocean on the other side and on the west, and it's pretty cool as well. Pro number three, best pastry and cod ever. And I understand that pastry and cod doesn't have like anything in common, but here they are both top class. Once you try pastéis de nata or pão de Deus or every recipe with cod, I don't know, every tasty recipe with cod, you won't go back. Pro number four, strange fingers. Yeah. Pro number four, laid back attitude. It's kind of a stereotype, but yeah, actually it's true. For example, if you come from the north, if you come from the north of Italy, as I do, from the northeast of Italy, in Veneto, where the main word is efficiency, you will notice it. That's why a lot of people choose to spend here like sometimes in their lives, just maybe to create a new life, or I don't know, and also to retire. A lot of old people retire here, but it's also because of taxes. But yeah, the laid-back attitude thing is I think it's real. Was it falling? Pro number five, it's strange fingers everywhere. Yeah, that's because of the wide angle, I think, or my hand is terrible. I don't know, maybe both. Okay, pro number five, it's multicultural. Here you can find people from all over the world, literally, except for Asian people. And yeah, I don't understand why I don't see a lot of Asian people here. It's pretty weird, but apart from Asian people, no, I'm just joking. But yeah, it's actually a bit true, okay. But apart from Asian people, you find like every kind of person in the world, in the world, from like every corner of the world, with their traditions and culture and so on. For example, right now in this apartment that living right now, we're sharing the apartment with with a Brazilian couple, and in the other apartment where we stayed like for the first 2 months, we were with a couple from Bolivia and a German guy and an English guy. Now comes your favorite part, the cons. I don't know why it's everyone's favorite part. Maybe because you hope that I'm saying something like no, I should go home because here it's crap, it's rubbish and it's everything. And that's what I'm saying. Okay, the cons, okay. Okay, the cons. So, first con. The rents. Since we're talking about living in Lisbon, to actually live in a place you have to like rent a house, an apartment, a room, or buy it, but it's not my case, so yeah, I'm talking about renting. And rents here are a little bit lower than other capital cities or big cities in Europe, but just a little bit. You don't really notice it, it's just a tiny bit lower, okay? But if you take rents on one hand and salaries on the other hand, you notice that there is something wrong. So the first cone is salaries, as we were saying. And yeah, salaries here are pretty low. Yeah, pretty low. And an average salary is about 600 euros per month. And a very, very high salary is like 900, 1000 euros per month, kind of. And considering that here the cost of life is lower, the cost of life is cheap, yeah, as I said in the pros, it might make sense. But when it comes to rents, it's almost impossible for one person to not live in an apartment with I don't know, 15 people because it's cheaper. Because if you have to pay like a normal rent or a house, an apartment, or just I don't know, a room, okay, if you're alone you're going to spend like all of your monthly salary for the rent. So we are lucky that me and my girlfriend are two people, so that we can accumulate, put all the money together and like pay something less. So consider this before moving to Portugal, because in two you can share the expenses and maybe live somewhere decent, but alone is pretty hard. Con number 3, the houses. The houses here are 90% very, 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 very old. And if you want to live in the urban area, there are big chances you're gonna end up like living in an apartment in a building that is from the, I don't know, 1920s or even before, I don't know, in the 19th century. I don't know. And this may lead to some problems like no heating in some places, and the walls are thin, so that they say that when it's cold outside, it's also cold inside. It's very cold. It's not just normally cold, it's just cold. In a lot of places there are no elevators. For example, in the last apartment that we were like living in, we were living in the 5th floor, and there was no elevator in the whole building. And in general, everything feels very old. Some apartments are renovated like the one that we are living in at the moment. Yeah, this one. But in general, if you're searching like for a place to live, not on Airbnb or Spot Home or like other review-based websites, you will find a lot of unattractive places for a lot of money actually, and you have to dig deep for the good shit, as Kendall Jenner says. I think that Kendall Jenner said it. Con number 4, poverty. Lisbon is not the most modern place in the world, of course. Apart from some areas like the Oriente zone or the geographical city center, the other areas are so very old, and there are a lot of drug dealers and homeless people in the streets. But I'm not saying it's unsafe, though. In the beginning it looks unsafe, but then you understand that the majority of people in the streets are there just because they don't have a house, or their house look like shit. Yeah, because we saw a lot of places with a lot of houses that look like shit. So yeah, probably the homeless people or the very, very poor people live there. I don't know. Actually, when I go out at night, I feel kind of secure because the police is always around, and even the small drug leaders, the small drug dealers or the homeless people are just like they try maybe to sell you, I don't know, hashish, weed, kind of something like that. And then you say no. If you're not interested, if you're interested, you're gonna make them their day. So yeah, but you say no, they don't go on. They are like okay, you go on. It's like this. They don't follow you. They don't run after you, something like that. And the con number 5 is work. Luckily, we arrived here and we already had a contract to sign, so that we didn't have to search for a job while managing to live in Lisbon, you know. But I didn't delete my LinkedIn account, so yeah, I'm checking other job offers because, you know, who knows. And from my experience, there is not much of a choice, and lots of people come from abroad to do the same job that me and my girlfriend are doing. that it's like customer support for several brands that have their, I don't know, their location, their place here in Lisbon. So well, if you know other languages besides English and you have to know English very well, you will easily find a job in like this, in my opinion. But if you're interested in other kind of jobs, it would be better taking a Portuguese course, or yeah, just learn the local language, or maybe, I don't know, start your own business, because here the people who have this kind of will, like to start their business, are strongly encouraged from the state to open their activities with like low taxes, small bureaucracy, kind of simple bureaucracy, maybe small bureaucracy. No, it doesn't exist. No, simple bureaucracy, easy bureaucracy. But you know, for the rest of the normal humans, finding a job with like a well-paid job, yeah, that is kind of related to your studies or your experience or your knowledge or what you know, yeah, what you want to do, what you're capable of doing, is pretty hard. It's hard to find a job like this here. So in general, to sum it up, what do I think of living here in Lisbon after 2 months? I know that the cons in this list are explained well, yeah, and the pros are very short and simple and straightforward. And yeah, actually is what I think of Lisbon. You notice immediately the positive things, like I don't know, the cost of life, or the good weather, or there is always a cool wind, like passing from the ocean is kind of relaxing, you know, this cool little wind that keeps you company while you're walking. It's yeah, I like it. But the negative things, apart from the ups and downs, because the city is like built on hills, so you have to literally climb the streets when you walk, so yeah, it's pretty hard. You also do the gym, you know, while you're walking. So I was saying the negative things, the cons, like the 5 ones that I mentioned before, you notice them after some times. It takes some time after you start living here to notice yeah, this kind of negative things, and they all have like a historical or economical explanation, and yeah, it's like that. Actually, at the moment, I like it here. In the beginning, I wasn't very enthusiastic about the city, but then I started to discover new places, and like right now I have my favorite ones, so that I know where to go, like to go shopping, to, I don't know, to eat out, to have a drink, to chill, some cool places to relax, to go walking. Yeah, I'm starting to, you know, having my favorite places. Yeah, it's like this. And yeah, I started to appreciate this city after some weeks, but right now I'm really liking it, and yeah, I'm looking forward to spend here sometimes, at least some months at least. Yeah, because we paid for the apartment that we signed the contract until the 31st of March. So yeah, until the 31st of March, hopefully, if the work goes well and everything goes well and COVID doesn't kill all of humanity, we are staying here, yeah, until April, kind of. And last two pros, you can go everywhere by walking. Yeah, if you have to go to the airport or on the other side of the city, it's a long way, but yeah, it's pretty, you know, you can walk everywhere. It's easy to reach a place just by walking, okay? And last pro is the beer. Beer is everywhere. It's always like this. It's like a non-written law. The beer is like 1 or 2 euros. Yeah, it's huge, crazy. So yeah, I hope you like this video. If it's this case, hit the like button and comment, leave your thoughts about I don't know, if you lived in Lisbon or if you lived in other places, or if you have some myths about living in Lisbon, maybe I can answer with a new video. I don't know, maybe. If you leave some comments and subscribe, and yeah, let me know you're alive. So yeah, thank you so much for watching the video, and see you next time. See you here on YouTube on the channel. Bye guys.